Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And I'm so excited to be with you today. You know me, I love thrift shopping. And so I've had some really neat items. Can hardly wait to tell you about them. But let's go ahead and start with a lamp I purchased for $2 or $3. I don't remember how much it was, but you'll see on the video in just a few seconds and what I actually made out of it. And I'm still making products out of it. I love to repurpose. One thing you're going to see at the end are these gorgeous earrings. Now they're glass, and I really do like the way that turned out. And then another thing I made, I told you about the brooch, and I think that's going to look super sporty on my denim jacket. I just think that turned out so good. So you're going to get a good bird's eye view of the look of that and how it turned out. So let's go ahead and look at it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I found this cute little lamp right here. I think this thing is gorgeous. I found it at Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. Doesn't work, but who cares? I'm going to make something out of it. So it costs only $3, but I wanted to show you something. These are the little cute, now these are glass, by the way, glass crystals, and these, like I said, are glass, and I think they would make some beautiful jewelry pieces. So what I'm going to do is show you, see, it just doesn't look that good right now, but we're going to change all of that. So this is what we're going to do. I have this wonderful stuff right here. It's a jewelry cleaner. Got it from Walmart. You can find it there as well. And I've used it over and over and over again. So what I'm going to do is drop one of the crystals. I took it off right here to the side, and I just threw it down in there. And all of a matter, just a few seconds, I want you to take a look at this and check out the difference with it. I'll go ahead and clean it off with one of my cloths. So just because something looks dingy in the store, in a thrift store, does not mean that it can't be cleaned. Now, it has dust all over it, but take a look. See the difference? That's all I did. So what I think I'm going to do with this, I think I can make some earrings with it. Maybe even a nice pendant I think would look great as well. But just take a look at the difference. Cleaning it, and then just what it looked like before. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close this part of the video out, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes with another idea. So what do you think about that? And I can hardly wait to show you the process. So let's go ahead and get started then with the second video. I think you're going to really like it. It's super easy and very fashionable. Okay, so I'm back. Just wanted to show you a real good, quick way that I dismantled this really pretty lamp. And so there are different things I'm going to use this for. I'm thinking I may just kind of keep this and maybe use it as a way to make maybe, I don't know, maybe some kind of a wind chime or something out of that. But I think it would be pretty as a vase and just put a pretty flower on it. You know, something like that just sitting in a vase. I think it's really pretty. And I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to leave it exactly like it is. Okay, and then, of course, I went on ahead and cleaned. They haven't dried off yet, but the rest of these beautiful glass, by the way, look at those little glass hangings from the chandelier. I think they'd make a pretty little pendant, maybe make a necklace and put something with it, but I would take it off. This is thin wire. That would never work. See how that twists like that? So that would never work. So what I'll probably try to do is separate this one from this one. And you could maybe make a pendant with this part right here, and then maybe make a pair of earrings with these and put a pretty little bead with it, maybe a jade bead or maybe even a black onyx bead with it. But I like to use authentic stones with mine. I can get them at a really good price. Okay, and then I'm looking at these right here. I think those would be really pretty to go inside maybe I'm thinking a tin can. And put this down in the bottom and make some pretty flowers and just let this be a pretty part of the tin can, you know, that we're using those for, you know, just put out in the yard art, that kind of thing with these. Or what I could do is put this back with this, however, turn it this way, and then put this under it. I've already have the holes in it, so I'm not going to have to worry with that. And I can always put some beads, so let's pretend this is beads, and I can make a wind chime out of it. Again, have it upside down and do it like that. Okay, and then I think this would make a pretty jewelry piece, I think. And it would be one of those, it would be pretty to wear as a pin. Maybe you'd put some beads or something on the inside of it, and maybe wear it with your blue jean jacket, or dress it up if you wanted to do that. But I love stuff like this with my blue jean jacket. And again, it would be really easy to make a pin. Or what I can do is drill a hole, and you can do that with anything. It's not a real hard thing to do. I have a drill bit that I could actually use to put a hole in it and make a really pretty piece, jewelry piece. Something kind of simple. And then maybe put a pretty bead piece right in here. I'll tell you something else you could do. This looks all plain and simple, and this came off of this as well. So what you could do is glue this down. See, it fit like that, but turn it upside down, just like that. Glue it in there, and then a really pretty focal bead would look good there. And I'll tell you something else you could do. I love the industrial look. So this also came off of it, so you could put that on top of it, and look, it would be a real pretty focal point. What I would probably do though is bend these back just a little bit more, kind of like that. Just kind of bend it like so it doesn't stick up so much. And you can do that with this. This is just plain old metal. You could do that with. And this, I think I could probably somehow tie it in and maybe even make a candle holder out of this. So you could leave it like this, instead of like this, up, and it has a flat surface, so it's going to sit down. And then put this in here. You'd have to glue it and maybe do a candlestick, or what you could do is just leave it like it is and put a pretty votive candle on top of that. And let it do its thing there. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you before we leave for break is this piece. I think that's really pretty too. I think that can be bent down. Oh yeah, it can. It's going to take a little work, but I think it can be bent down. That can make another really pretty jewelry piece, and it would be a beautiful focal point in a necklace. I mean, that would be where it's at. Or what you can do, again, upside down, put this here on top. Let that be a candle holder, so you could do that as well. Now, one more thing I want to do before we, oops, there's Greenlee, he wants to get attention. I wanted to show you the wiring. Look at all this wiring. Don't ever throw that away, because odds are what's going to happen is this is going to have, you guessed it, look at this wire. That's copper wiring right there. I can use that for all kinds of jewelry projects. So let me show you how I found out whether it was copper or not. Now be really careful. You need to get some good scissors. And so what you're going to do is right up here, you're going to make gentle little cuts, okay, and just kind of twist this thing around like so. Be careful because you don't want to cut the copper. Okay, and let's see if that's enough. A little bit more. Again, I'm being very gentle. This is a real soft rubber, so you don't want to cut it like, you don't want to miss any of the copper. So here we go. Yeah, that's working. So let's just go ahead and twist that off. Now what I can do with this is it's countless. This is a very, very thin, it's probably about a 20 gauge wire right here, but you can still do jewelry makings with it. One thing I could do is, if I wanted, I could go ahead and take this whole thing off. That's Greenlee, he's trying to mess up my camera. And so I could go ahead and take this whole thing right here off. He's bumping my camera, Phil, see if you can get him. There we go. Okay, all the way down. And what I could do is make a real pretty twisted look. So let's say I wanted to use this right here and make a pretty brooch out of it. I can always get the copper wire when it's taken off of this, by the way, and just kind of twist it around and make a pretty decorative piece. I think that would be gorgeous. I just love that. I can't wait to get this done, and then I'm wearing my blue jean jacket or a dress, whatever you want to wear. Or again, I could make a necklace out of it. I just think that would be the thing. Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get prepared, and so we're going to see what we can do with all these extra awesome pieces right here. So y'all hang in there. Well, what do you think about that? And I can hardly wait to show you the furnished product. I mean, the way it all ends. I think it's so pretty. Let's go ahead and cut into an early commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonesmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we're back. So my name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and dive right back in, and I've got another video to show you. This is video number 3, and so you'll see some of the steps that I went through to put these pieces together. $3, and look what I wound up with. I mean, it's so amazing. We'll be right back after this video. Okay, so we're back. So I found what I want to do with this piece right here. I think this is breathtaking. It's really going to be breathtaking when I take care of it. But what I'd like to do first, I think it's pretty, but it may be sticking out. Just see how thick that is. I think what I'd like to do is get my hammer, and you've got to have a nice metal piece. Forgive the way it looks. This has been used thousands of times. So what I'm going to do, see this piece, I'm going to lay it upside down, just like that. Okay? Get my hammer, And all I'm going to do is just gently tap it. Now it's going to be a little loud, okay? But anyway, I'm going to tap it just like that. That's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more flat, but I like the way that looks. I'm going to leave it like it is, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to like that part. I need to make sure that it's flat right here. See, I see a couple little bent places right here, so I'm going to flatten that out. I've got it laying on the block, because if I don't do that, it may not lay flat on my jacket. So I just want to make sure everything is flat, and it is. See, it didn't take long to do that. And remember, this came from a lamp. So this is something else. Now, I made this a long time ago. This is a stone I found when Phil and I went to, I think it was Savannah. Yeah, it was Savannah, Georgia. Now, this is a shower ring. Okay, I told you I don't throw anything away. And so I went on ahead and got my hammer, and I hammered a design in the top part of this. And then I got a piece of plastic and just taped it on the back of this. And then I put the stone in here, and I used a resin. So see, that stone's not going anywhere. That is very, very thick. So and also when you put resin on something, I don't know, it gives us this dimensional effect. I think it looks gorgeous. I really do like it. But I've just never put it on anything. But what happened was this. I forgot to put a hole right here. I was going to just make a necklace out of it. So I forgot to do that. I forgot to put a hole here. But I'm glad it happened, because now what I'm going to do is put it on this flower right here. And that's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a statement piece. I'm going to love that. Now I've got to make sure it sets even. I'm not so sure it does. So what I'm going to do is get the flowers and kind of bend them like that. I don't know. It's a unique look. No one else on earth is going to have one like this. I promise you. Then what I'm going to do, once it's dry and once it's the way I want it to be, I have these little pins. All I'm going to do is glue, and this is my new glue. I love this right here. It's called Loctite Super Glue. And it's a gel, so I really do like the gels and the way they adhere. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and get this the way I want it, because I've got to make sure, I think I need it to be flatter. So let's go ahead and flatten it a little bit more. Just a little flatter. Okay, let's go ahead and put him down like this. I'll get it flattened the way I'd like to have it. Then I'll turn right around and flatten it a little bit here. So see, it's got to lay down flat on this. Alright, and I may have to adjust it just a little bit. One thing I had thought about doing, I saw this piece, and I thought, well, I can always put this on top of it and then find a stone to put inside it. But I've really decided I think I'd rather just use this one. And that's going to match really well too. So that's going to look real good with all the colors here. Now, when this dries, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a top coat on it. Something kind of like a lacquer. If I can get it out in a minute. So I'm going to put something kind of like a lacquer over this part right here, so that it just kind of stays that way, because eventually I think it'll probably rust. I don't know. But anyway, I do like the way that looks. So let's just go on ahead. I'm going to put it right there. We're going to hold it in place. And I think what I'll do, it looks like it's going to be like right in there. I don't think it's going to hold flat there. No, it's not. Let's go on ahead one more time and just flatten this just like that. Oh, you know something? I think it might even look good that way. But I kind of think I like that look better, though. Yeah, I think I like that much better. And then what I can do, once everything dries on here, I'll be really careful, but I'll pull these and I'll twist these up just a little bit more, just so it has something a little bit to hold on to. I think it'll make a pretty brooch. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it down here. If Find an old cloth, something you don't mind a little glue getting on. Okay. And I like this because you can just twist this right here, just push it in right here, and it makes it real easy to work with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just a bit of glue right here on each of the leaves, like that. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I like to let my stuff set for a bit, and I'm going to push it down just a bit like that. Oh yeah, that's going to do it right there. And that's going to be exactly what I want. I'd rather work on this and push it down just a bit more now. I don't think you can see what I just did. So I went on ahead and put this down, and I started bending and pressing right here. And I'd rather do it now, because I'm going to, once this thing dries, once everything is adhered and it's on there. Okay, so let's just give it some time to do its thing. Now another thing I could do is actually put some resin on here. I could put it in the back, and that would glue that down as well. Okay, so let's just see what it does. There was just a little excess. You'll just learn a few things on the way if you've been doing this as long as I have. So there we go. Now what we're going to have to do is have a little patience and let this thing set. And that's just going to, oh, it's already setting. Okay, so that's going to be the perfect little brooch. And again, I'll put this down on the bottom of it, and I think it's going to look gorgeous. What do you think? Okay, thank you for watching. Hey guys, so you remember I've been working on this beautiful, beautiful little lamp. It was kind of like a little lamp, had this to it, and some of these really pretty little pieces. Those are glass pieces, and I've taken it apart, and like I was just mentioning on the other interview, I think I'm probably going to go on ahead and just make a candle maker out of this one right here, and maybe put something like, put that on there, and then maybe this on top, and just put a votive candle in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this part. Now I went on ahead and made this. This is going to be a brooch that I can wear with my blue jean jacket. I can't wait to wear this. So you can see where I put I glued this. By the way, this is like the best for jewelry glue. And I've tried a lot of different ones. It's kind of like a super glue, but it's called Loctite. And I love this. Is my favorite glue now. All it took was a couple of drops to put on the back to hold this in place. So there I am with my little pen. I can take that apart. And it's only been 30 minutes since I put this on here, so you can see how great it turned out. Okay, so I found a piece of leather, and I put that, I don't know if you can see, it's right here on this part. And this right here just came from old shower curtains. It's the little rings that you put with the shower curtains. So I wanted to make a pretty design with it. And I got my hammer, and I just hammered around the edges so it wouldn't just be smooth. I just wanted a texture to it. Then this is a rock I found when we went to Savannah, Georgia one time on vacation. And that thing is gorgeous. So I just put it inside, and then I went on ahead and put some resin on top of it, and it's not going anywhere. So I could actually make a necklace out of this as well. I could get a necklace and maybe put the chain back here and just let it hang. It would be a statement piece, that's for sure. So anyway, I really love how that turned out. Now what we're going to do is make earrings. And so this is the beautiful piece, and it's glass. That's another thing. When you're going to yard sales or thrift stores, I found these at Shepherd's Cove thrift shop, and it was $2 or $3 for the lamp. And so make sure you can get the plastic ones. They'll look okay for a while, but the glass ones are really the ones you want to get. And you can just clean them with Windex. I mean, that's what they are, is glass. And they are sparkling like crazy. Now, this is what they were like. They had these little thin, I'll put this down so you can see what I'm talking about. So they had these little thin pieces of wire right here. And that's just not going to hold up the way I like. And I don't like that look. I think it's just prettier to have the smaller jump rings on it. Now you can use sterling silver. I've got stainless steel. They're never going to turn. So that's what I use. And it's a lot cheaper than using, unless I'm going to sell them. And somebody says, hey Donna, I'd rather have some, sterling silver, then I'll go ahead and put sterling silver on it. Of course, now make sure if you're making something like this, you'll need to charge more now if it's sterling silver. Of course, you know that. Sometimes I think we give our stuff away too much, and then it kind of cheapens the product, and I don't think we want to do that. Okay, so I have those off. Everything is off, so that looks pretty. I have some jump rings here. So I used this one on the bottom part right here. Now I want a smaller one, and make sure you have a variety of sizes of jump rings. I'll throw this over here to the side. Okay, so now we'll need, always make sure, because some of these have such tiny little holes. Now there's equipment you can buy to make those a little bit bigger if you want to, but I think the daintier the better. Okay, now my trusty, and let me show you something else. Now, these are my pliers. These are my ones I go to. Now, they're smooth. See that? You can get some with the ridges, and that's okay if you have something that has a texture to it. But if it's a smooth texture like these jump rings, you want to use pliers that have a smoothness to them as well. Okay, now this is really important. When you are moving a jump ring, okay, always twist it this way. Now if I twist it back like this, you'll never get that back together. Okay, now I've got to leave enough room because see, this is pretty wide, and I've got to make sure I leave enough room, and that worked. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this right back together. And one thing you may have heard me mention on some of these little videos before is when you are twisting, let's just get this one. So when you are twisting open a jump ring, you want to work harden it. And what I mean by that, you don't want it to where somebody, especially if you're making it for a friend or for sale, you got your own business doing this, you want to make sure people, that these things are going to stay on. So what you do to work harden it so that it won't bend and it won't come apart, what you want to do is just do this. This work hardens your wire, okay? Even if it's a very thin gauge wire. I'll put that right there. Get that out of the way because what I'm looking for now is the smaller piece. Now all of the little rings right here that came off of all of these beautiful glass pieces, I'm saving those because that can be something I can use if I wanted to make a sun catcher or something like that. So I'm keeping those. I never throw things like that away. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn this just like I did before. Now I'm putting that around the bigger, this is the smaller jump ring, I'm putting it around the bigger one. So what I'm going to do now is going ahead and put the ring. Some people, like if you didn't want as much dangle, you could just use the bottom part of the ear back wire. Okay, you could do that. But I just kind of want it to dangle a bit. So I'm going to go in, especially if you go to a party or, these are cute just to wear with your blue jeans. You don't have to have something like this and only wear it to a party. So a lot of folks like bling. So there you go. That's how simple that was. Because they're glass, they'll sell for about $20 a pair. Okay, so you can see how those turned out. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I'm your host on The Edge. You can find us on IC Radio. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter, and Abundant Television syndicated, and that's on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I can't wait to wear this jacket with this on it as well. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Thank you again so much for watching.